When you're talking about programming, and we're talking about Python programming here, we have various types of information we can store and manipulate and work with. Some of the data types in Python are strings, integers, floats. There are complex values. There are Boolean values. Now, we're not going to talk about complex at this time. Integers are whole numbers. There's not a size limit. Integers can be as large as you want. Some programming languages have limits on how large or small a whole number is, an integer. 100, minus 25, those are examples. There are floating point or float numbers, real numbers. They have both a whole and a fractional part, such as 5.2. They can be positive or negative. They can be expressed when we display them with a certain number of decimal places. We can display them in scientific notation if they're very, very large or small numbers. Booleans, these are true, false. Two values, true or false. A 0 is usually considered false and non-zero values true. We use Booleans to compare things. We have strings. A string is a group of characters. One or more characters, or actually 0 or more characters. X, hello, goodbye. This is a string. Those are examples of strings. Before we look at collections and such, let's look at an example. I have an example program here, and all of my programs, I always at the beginning put some headings, the file name, my email addresses, the date I created it, a short description of what it has. That way, if I go back to this file a year from now, I can easily tell what the file is about and why I created it, and if I need to change it, how I change it. I have created a main function. In Python, you don't have to. You can create Python programs without a main function, but I personally like to use the main function. I've created, in this case, 4 instructions, 4 commands. These are all prints. The first one says, this is a string. The second one, this is an integer, and then has an integer 42. This is a float, 3.14. And Boolean values of true and false. Then I have my main check or name check to start executing the program. As we work in the future, I'll explain in detail more what these do. But for now, I'm going to run this program. And when I run it, the first thing I see, because I ran it and it opened the console that is part of Python or a part of PyCharm to run Python, it shows the command line that from a command prompt I could execute this program. Then I see my output. This is a string, that first line. This is an integer, this is a float, and the 2 Boolean values. So I can create my programs, and I can use any of those data types. Python also has a number of collections. They have lists. They can be of any data type, the elements, 0 to as many elements. They can contain other collections, 1 or really 0 or more elements. Lists are mutable, meaning I can change the elements. I can add and delete from them. And we reference them with an index. We'll see lists in these collections much later in these videos. A tuple contains any data type. It can contain other collections, 0 again or more elements, but it's immutable, meaning once you create it, you cannot change it. It's also indexed. Dictionaries, similar, any data type, 0 or more elements. They can contain other collections. They're mutable. We can change elements, add and delete. And they use, instead of an index, a key value pair. So the elements are accessed by a key. In order to work with objects, we need names for them. We call those variable names. When we get to classes and functions, there'll be function and class names. For variables, they have to start with a letter or an underscore character. The rest of it can consist of letters, numbers, underscores. They're case sensitive. Capital X is different from lowercase x. They should be descriptive of what kind of data the variable contains. For example, having total sales. Use underscores between words. Variable and function names should be in lowercase, and when we get to classes are recommended that we use Pascal case, or also called cap words. And here are some examples. Total underscore sales, gross underscore profit. You can't use big space number, can't have spaces, but big value would be okay. Street address would be okay. Again, there are different styles on it, single letters, all lower, all uppercase. Lowercase with the underscores between words is what Python recommends. Could be uppercase. Again, that caps word or Pascal case or camel case. Camel case is similar to Pascal case, except that the first letter is not capitalized. So this would be Pascal case, and this would be camel case. For those standards and such, and a lot of things, Pascal has something called PEP 8, and it is a style guide, and it covers essentially the way it's you recommended to program in Python. Covers all types of styles, including how to name variables and how to do comments. Comments help you clarify your code. You want your code readable. You want people to be able to understand it, and so things that are not clear, you want comments. Single line comments start with the pound sign, or the number sign rather. You can have them at the beginning of a line, or they can be in line where after a line of code, you have the comment. You also have multi-line comments, and they can start with either 3 single or 3 double quotes and end with the same. As you're working, make sure you use comments as you need. As we end this video, if you are enjoying these videos, please subscribe and like.